Me in Neverland.
Yo, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Forbidden. Come back y'all to another video. Today I'm about to show y'all the defensive abilities that I'm rocking out with right now, and I'm going to be talking about some other really good defensive abilities in the game. And that being said, let's get right into it. Alright boys, so I'm about to show y'all my abilities real quick. I'm going to talk about some other good abilities. So I'm rocking out with 3 double or nothings on Charles Haley, Ed Too Tall, and down here I got one on Marcus Ware. And then after that, I have acrobats all over the secondary. Cam Chancellor, Byron Jones, Larry Wilson, Chris Westry, and Jaron Curse are kind of special because they get it for 1 AP. That frees up a little bit of space for some other abilities. Then I have it on Isaiah Simmons. With these two freeing up the AP, I get to have extra double or nothings, which are what I think is the best D-line ability right now, outside of under pressure. But if you're just talking about like abilities that actually make you win your one-on-one blocks or win double team blocks, double or nothing are the best. But obviously under pressure is also really good. Now I'm about to talk about some other really good DB abilities. So come over here to Chris Westry and we're gonna look. So if you're running a lot of zone coverage, but obviously you're gonna want zone archetype corners, still get mid zone and flat zone for 1 AP, and then you can mix that in with acrobat. Something I used to do with Byron Jones. I'd come over to Byron Jones so you can see the AP. I used to run flat zone and acro on Byron Jones because I was running DB Fire 2 for a minute. I still run it, but I don't run the knockout. I would run acro and flat zone on Byron Jones because he played one of the soft squats for me. So I had him and Night Train. I had them in the soft squats with flat zone and acro. They made a bunch of plays. Really good abilities. I know mid zone is also really good. I don't know if it works on every zone this year like it did last year. Someone down below in the comments let me know. But I do know mid zone is still pretty good even if you don't have it for every zone. Because I know last year worked in the deep inside, deep outside, the mid zones, and the flat zones. Really good ability. Another good ability is deep route knockout. If you pair it with deep route with short route and you shade under, 9 out of 10 times they're gonna knock the ball out when they try to throw like a deep post, fade, crosser, whatever it is. The deep route knockout's gonna play it, and it's a really good ability. One step ahead isn't that great this year, to be honest. Not that great. It's a pretty solid ability, but it's nowhere near as good as it was last year, because just stock man-to-man is so good this year. Honestly, stock man-to-man might be better this year than it was last year, and last year it was insane. But yeah, just man coverage this year, feel like it got better than what it was last year. Kinda does. I don't know, because one step ahead really hasn't been a thing, and one step ahead made man coverage really good in 21. I don't know. Debate in the comments below. Was man coverage better in Madden 22 or Madden 21? In my opinion, I think it's been better this year. But that's just my opinion. But like I said, the zone knockout's really good. The short route, deep route, mid route, those are really good. Obviously, I love acrobat, and I don't think bench press is that good. I know at the start of 21, bench press was hell. Like if you got a press animation in Madden 21 at the start of the year when this thing was 1 AP, you just ran man coverage and the receiver would be tired as soon as he ran a route. Like he would be like red. He would be on the red stamina. Like it was crazy last year, but it's not as good this year. It got patched last year. and it's still just as bad as it was after it got patched last year. So like bench press, tuck out, these were never really that good of abilities. But yeah, so if I recommend abilities, the short route knockouts, not the short route, but the route knockouts, deep, medium, and short, I recommend those. Flat zone, mid zone. If you have Julio, I know these I think it's like deep in, I know it's really good on Julio. All the zone knockouts are good, the route knockouts, acro's good, and pick artist is good. So that's for DBs. Now I'm about to talk about edge rushers. So for edge rushers, like I said, I really like this double or nothing ability. Really good. Instant rebate and unpredictable are pretty solid. I know these two are really good when you pair them together. The solid ability combo for edge rushers or D tackles. Under pressure is a really good ability. If you have a scheme to where you have a guy with under pressure that can come in every single time, then that's really good. Like if you have a little blitz where your edge rusher can come in free and is forcing quarterbacks to throw it under pressure and accurates, that can lead to a bunch of interceptions. That's why under pressure is really good in 6-1. It is toxic, but it's really good. Some other good ones. I really like double or nothing. I talked about that a little bit. Double or nothing is kind of like the edge threat that lights up a lot. Like there's nothing to counter double or nothing as far as O-line abilities. Maybe a post up, but if you have 3 double or nothings, like when you're running dollar, you have 3 down linemen, you have 3 double or nothings. You can't double team all of them, especially if you're playing someone who runs DB Fire 2. If you try and double team one of the double or nothings, then you're gonna have one of the cornerbacks coming in free. So double or nothing is just really good. Activates on the edge, a D tackle, and if you have 3 of them, you just can't double team them all. Inside stuff, don't put that on your edge rushers. It's just a waste. Edge threat is really good, but then you run into somebody with post up and they double team the edge guy and they just roll out. Or you run into somebody with edge protector and it neutralizes the ability. Then it is just kind of a waste. El Toro doesn't work that good unless you user the D-line, and usering the D-line is a terrible way to play Madden. Run stopper does not work. Enforcers is not even that great of an ability. Actually, let me take that back, because I got hit with an enforcer in a CFM, and I had Cordero Patterson, who has over 90 carrying, and he coughed up the rock the first time he got hit. Edge Threat Elite is a really good ability too, but Edge Threat Elite is just like, is legitimately just a combination of edge threat and under pressure into one ability. So obviously it's really good because I do like edge threat and I do like under pressure. It's really good. So another ability I'd recommend is defensive rally. Is actually 1 AP on defensive ends, and it's actually a pretty solid ability. It's actually pretty decent. Every time I got opponents on 3rd and 4th down, I would notice me getting some pressure from my other D linemen. So it's actually a pretty solid ability. It's not the best ability for like a D end. I don't know if you can get it on a D tackle, but I know you can get it for 1 AP on D ends. Or is it 2 on D ends? I have to check, but this ability is actually pretty solid. If you have the AP for it, I say go for it. I kind of liked it when I was running it, but I found some better setups that I like better, like what I'm running now. But defensive rally is actually pretty good. I haven't tried Mr. Big Stop, so I can't really say, like, if I haven't really tried it or it's not useful. I won't say nothing. Like anything that has to do with like a certain pass rush move, you have to D-line user for it to work, like speedster, spinner, swim club. What's that? El Toro. These are like user D-line abilities. I do not recommend them at all. Defensive rally, like I said, it's good. Mr. Big Stop, I haven't tried it, so I can't really speak on it. Bogo. Bogo is not the worst defensive ability. I tried it, but it's not the best. It's kind of mid. If I had like the tier list, I would say it's maybe a high C, low B tier ability. It's alright. Extra credit is solid because once you start the game, you have an extra pass rush point, and your player just comes in free. Not free, but he gets a good shed. He gets a good animation. It's actually a pretty decent ability. What's the other one? Adrenaline Rush is actually really good too, because if you start the game and you get a sack right away, you're gonna have more pass rush points than your opponent will have pass blocking points. So it's actually pretty glitchy. That's about it for edge rushing abilities. Now let's talk about like D end and D tackle. So Ed Too Tall Jones right here. I have double or nothing, instant rebate, a decent ability combo. Do not run edge threat or edge threat elite on your defensive end. Just don't. Double or nothing is great. Well, actually, if you actually have DNs at edge, then run edge threat. But if you're like me and you play your outside linebackers at edge and your DNs at D tackle, then it's alright. Double or nothing is really good. Like I said, I do like edge threat if you actually play your DNs at DN. I know it sounds weird, but I play my DNs at D tackle. Edge threat is good. Double or nothing, like I said. Yeah, defensive rally is 1 AP on DNs, so that's actually glitchy. Inside stuff is good. Basically everything I said for edge rushers, do that for DNs and D tackles. It's like everything I said for edge rushers. Kind of the same. I don't really use D tackles because DNs do the exact same thing. You have a big DN, they all do the exact same thing because Ed Too Tall is 6'9", 270. That's a pretty solid big boy in the middle. People do not really run on me like that, so D tackles wouldn't make a difference. Plus DNs are faster, and a lot of them are very similar in size to D tackles. So yeah, if y'all boys enjoyed this video, make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, and I'm out.